Hey, what's good, everyone? It's your boy Bosky. I'm in the park today. I wanted to switch up the vibe. Um, this is going to be a little bit different. I always said to myself that part of my channel is also going to be sharing information about what it was like growing up as a child, as being adopted in New York, and growing up in New York City. I don't know if there's other people who I don't really see that as a resource online, so I want to become that resource for people who want to hear those type of stories, and I think it's unique, right? We all have different perspectives, and I just want to share some of mine, whether they're right, whether they're wrong. Ultimately, who knows? Sometimes, right? We do have an idea of what's good, what's bad, what's different, but I don't know. This life is interesting, and I want to share that from being an adopted perspective and growing up in an environment that, for the longest, was really challenging and hard, difficult, based on the environment in which I grew up in. Now, growing up in East Harlem, it was an adventure. I grew up on the East Side, which is predominantly drug infested. Heroin is like the drug of choice. So much so that if you travel right now to 125th Street and Lexington Avenue, take the 4, 5, and 6 train and get off right there, we call that zombie land. You'll see a lot of people strung out on heroin, just zooted. Interesting how like these people can like stand in place and sleep and not fall over to the ground. I don't know. I see that a lot. But yeah, navigating through that. I would say this though, growing up, during the time in which I grew up in that area, it wasn't really like that. There weren't really like meth clinics and like things that like, it was crack. People were on crack. So I guess you could say people graduated to that. But yeah, the reason I'm sharing this is because I think it's important to understand people and understand that we all go through different things and we all came from different environments. And I just want to share what like the things that people have to overcome at a young age in regards to like making sense of the world around you when you're really affected by the things around you, as well as the people you hang out with and your family and things of that nature. But like I said, man, growing up was really interesting. Being adopted, for me, I had a sense of knowing in which the people that were raising me were my biological parents. And that was interesting growing up because I was in a dynamic where I was one of many, probably like 3 or 4 other children who were in a similar situation. And it was unique, right? It was unique because we all had love for each other, but even to this day, some of us, there's a big disconnect. And that's for many reasons. That's from growing up with a couple of parents, one that didn't really spend time with us as children, and another that was really emotionally and verbally abusive. And there was a lot of favoritism that took place or transpired. You know, in certain situations, I was treated better than my siblings, right? And because of that, our relationships have dwindled over the years. And I'm someone that I have a mentality of growing up where, hey, if you're not gonna mess with me or fuck with me, I'm not gonna fuck with you. But I've always been that way since I was a kid. You know, that survivor's mentality, for right or wrong, indifferent. It's one of those things. But I grew up with loyalty. I grew up with having respect for other people. And if you're gonna say you're gonna do something, you do it. I grew up with those as my pillars, among other things that I've learned through school, whether it was attending like a high school, a Catholic high school, or just things I learned from people who were very influential to me growing up. I had amazing teachers. I had amazing people in the community. The one thing about growing up in Harlem is there's so many amazing people that live there. Not everyone is bad. Not everyone is on drugs. Not everyone is insane. There's amazing people, in particular, African-American women who played a really great part in making sure that I was one of the kids that had a good opportunity to learn and prosper in comparison to like other people that got caught up in life's obstacles and the world around them or the environment around us. Because it was bad growing up, dealing with being a kid and you're around prostitution, you're around crack cocaine, you're around heroin users, abusers, you live in a food desert, and that's all thrown in your face. And then you have to grow up with speed, right? Because when you live in New York City, things move quickly. You encounter so many people, so many groups of people, sometimes just through your building. There's so many people that are living with extended families and maybe like a 2-3 bedroom apartment. So in that, you might know that one person, but in your building that has like 20 family members. And guess what? Maybe 5 of them you cool with, you know? And that's a whole lot of thoughts, opinions, personalities. And also too, like the schools in New York they prepare you for the real world. To be quite honest with you, you're gonna get joked on, you're gonna get bullied, you're going to get your nerves rattled from both boys and girls, right? Or just everyone, people in general. Like people are always cutting ass, which is joking on you, telling tall tales as a kid, getting checked, getting made fun of your gear, right? If you're not wearing something that's popular, right? Or you're just wearing the same as everyone else. You know, that was a thing growing up. Being adopted was a whole nother dimension and like situation, unique situation at times. So it was good and bad, right? Some of the bad was like some of the bad was like growing up, seeing other people, and like I wouldn't say feeling jealous, but I would say more or less like there was an emptiness that would come from time to time, knowing that other people know who their biological parents were, and they growing up and they being raised by these individuals. Even though some people have expressed to me that growing up was like kind of hellish, right? But it's something about that family dynamic that continues to pull people towards each other and back towards each other. Whereas like I don't have that, I don't have those experiences, you know? I haven't met my parents, so I don't know what they look like, who they are. I don't know if I have siblings. I don't know any of that, right? Obviously, there's mechanisms and ways of finding that now, but I've been pretty good. It's not high on my priority. It's not about being scared, or it's just I'm not that person. I'm not that type of person to like want to put energy into that. I'm too lazy for that. That's just the God honest truth. It's not even about being scared. It's like I'm not willing to do the work because I just don't want to do the work. Like I'm lazy in that aspect. Hey, maybe it's the Libra in me or whatnot. But yeah, but growing up, we had just feeling like always felt different. Always felt like I had to view the world objectively. Even though one can question that because we experience the world relative to our own thoughts and ideas and opinions and what we learn based on our interactions with the environment around me. So I just say all that to say it's still relative and subjective, right? We're experiencing a subjective plane. But yeah, at least I thought I was observing this world objectively. And to be quite honest with you, I like that. Like, I like being able to pull back and observe people, observe the world around me. I guess that's why most people consider that and say that I'm a videographer. Maybe that's one of the talents. Maybe I'm good at what I do because of that. I'm able to like peel back and just observe, right? Notice certain things about people and their tendencies, whether they're speaking or whether they're tapping their finger on this, I guess, picnic table that I'm on in the park and stuff, and being able to analyze that and, you know, come to certain informative conclusions about whatever, like what I'm seeing visually. But yeah, growing up, I just moved in that plane. There's certain things I've seen, certain situations I was in, I was like, oh, okay, they're doing things this way. Well, I'm not gonna do that. right? So yeah, growing up in East Harlem was weird, man. Growing up on 126th Street and Lexington Avenue is just, it's a zoo, right? You have 125th Street in Harlem, which is like the mecca of blackdom, you know, African American life, story, history, thrown at you every summer. From the barbecues to the vendors being out, selling stuff on the street, to the music being blasted every single Saturday, Sunday. It was definitely a vibe. Definitely make you feel good. Obviously learning, I have really good teachers. So early on learning about Lexington Hughes and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, obviously. And just the vast history, Marcus Garvey, and the vast history of other leading figures during that time was amazing. Make you feel proud to be this. But I was raised by Puerto Ricans, so it was really complex, right? When you're growing up and people in your family speaking Spanish, but you being trained to speak English, and you want to make sense of the world around you, which is predominantly African American culture, right? But when you go home, you eat arroz con gandules. Like, it's different. It's amazing. It's cool. It means that your life is different. You can contribute to this world and offer a unique perspective, or at least this is my thinking, than other people that you encounter, right? Also, being able to like grow up in a different culture, right, allows you to like look back or look onto things within a new light, where it's like, oh, let me step back and analyze what they're saying, because this is probably something that people in this culture experience. So I could look at it and then observe if I like it or not, and then go back and see how it, like that something similar happens in like maybe in a Hispanic household or Latinx, whatever term you want to use, right? And just noticing the intricate differences. I would say this: it's all beautiful. Would I change anything about how that happened in life? I don't know. I don't really worry about those hypotheticals because it's non-existence in this realm, in this path that I'm living, right? It's not like I could change it, so who cares? Time on earth is finite, and I'm just happy to have those experiences because I met amazing people. Like, through this experience, I was able to meet wonderful family members that I'm proud of, that had to overcome so many traumatic things early on in their lives, and that have turned out to be wonderful people. I've met people who have accomplished amazing things in their lives, just through the experience. And even today, I'm continuing to meet a wide variety of amazing folks. Even now that I'm still in New York City, I live in Harlem. So even now, with all the gentrification that's coming, you're seeing an opportunity to meet new people, learn new customs, and just grow as a human being. I don't know how I feel about that, if I'm being quite honest with you. I'm so accustomed to it because, again, I was adopted with that. But, you know, in gentrification, I do notice like there's an erosion of culture that was previously there. That's like undeniable. And yeah, that's kind of like one of the negatives I see. But again, it's all transition. Like, I don't even know the correct word I want to say. Like, it's all part of a transition. I want to keep this raw. I'm not really trying to make any edits to this because I want to keep it authentic and just true to the nature around me. I just want to be more free-flowing. But yeah, also, I just want to speak from the heart too. I just feel like everything so far has been like so fast-paced. Even when I'm creating content with clients, it's like, what's the next cut? What's the next jump cut? What's the next transition? What's the next thing to keep someone's attention? I yearn for the days where we can just sit down and just relax, take a deep breath and just listen, just talk, just vibe like it's normal. So that's what I'm aiming to do within my page. That's why I'm probably not gonna edit this again, like I said, too much. If I'm saying some things that's repetitive, I will cut that out because I don't want to waste people's time hearing something that I already said. But for the most part, I'm just gonna be real and authentic. And as the memory comes, I'm gonna share that. So growing up in Harlem, I experienced a lot of tragedies as a young kid. Oh, I should say tragic moments. I don't want to say tragedies as in people dying. A lot of people that I know that's part of my family. The only two real big deaths early on in life, well, three big deaths. My grandmother when I was young, my sister's dad, and my mom before the pandemic, a year before the pandemic. Yeah, that was difficult. My mom died from Alzheimer's and dementia, and I believe she lived, at least from when she adopted me, I believe she lived with more years of having dementia than actually like me, her and I having being able to communicate with her understanding what's going on and being aware. That was difficult. That's painful, especially feeling like, damn, in my life, I have not had the opportunity to meet my biological mother, and then the woman that raised me was taken away. And she was here on Earth, and holding conversation with her was like speaking to a vegetable. And I was really salty for a long time. I didn't know how to process that. I remember every Mother's Day, I wouldn't be mad at people. I would just be salty. I see other people with their parents and their moms and they're loving and all the lovey-dovey things that come with that. And it's like, damn, I'm drawing a different hand. No. Being adopted has led to me processing empathy. If you see me looking down, I'm just processing right now. It's something I have had to work on my whole life. I do get in these modes. I've been better over the years, but there are times when I lack empathy. I don't like when people invade my space or come with me with their problems, and they're going through their situations and they're looking for me to provide them with comfort. I'm not really good at that, you know? To be perfectly honest with you, I've rarely been good with that. And yeah, that is something that I definitely need work on. And I've been working on that. Man, if only you knew the many times people have came to me to be an inspiration, or actually to be like an ear that they can like just be an ear, so they can just be like, I'm sorry, I'm just distracted. I'm distracted right now. It's just, this park is full of life right now. It's a lot of people and it's cool. It's like, feels good. You can feel the sun, see the beautiful things out. It's interesting.